Hello and welcome back to Trigger Happy Havoc. Alright, I'd say we should start by investigating the crime scene. A couple of days since I recorded anything with this incident. Another one of those hammers. Looks like it's made of wood. Even bigger than the others. Justice Hammer 4. Is this all the work of that suspicious individual? Like his entire body has disappeared, leaving behind nothing but a blood stain. Well, Toko is... well, when she's Toko, she has a fear of blood. Don't think we have to worry about anyone else dying, so I'll just leave her alone for now. Okay, so where do we need to go, do we reckon? Feels like the investigation should have started by now. Back down to the lower floor, maybe? Actually, where's the map saver going to use? Toko's in there. Two of them are in the art room, so let's check the art room.
Huh?
Like two dead bodies have disappeared too.
Damn.
We need to search for the bodies that have disappeared. What happens after that? Huh. The door must be locked. Well, that feels like it might be a clue. I say, I'm willing to bet that dolly's going to get used in some way. Let's face it, if you're going to move a body, it helps to have a dolly. Celeste. Was she really attacked with this Justice Hammer 1? What the heck is with this thing? Makoto!
Come on!
Why are you just standing there? We need to get to the repository. Huh? You mean...
Indeed.
I found them. Hifumi and Taka's bodies have both been hidden in the repository.
Goodbye.
I've already told Hina and Sakura. We'll go on ahead. These are in the repository? What the hell is the repository? Lab. Yeah, okay, so I was right, it was in there. Explains the suspiciously locked door. How do you get it open? Would be my question. Are the bodies in here somewhere? Dead repository. Up ahead is the repository. And the doorknob turned. Guess it's unlocked. And I have no choice but to go inside. So I opened the door. And when I entered, I saw... oh please, I've already seen both these two guys. Alright. Cause of death looks like blunt force trauma to the skull. The two bodies that had disappeared were right there. The smell of blood made me gag. What I saw before my eyes was unquestionable, unavoidable, unwavering reality. And then I heard the announcement for a second time.
A body has been discovered! After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like,
Yes,
the
thank you,
class
you creepy
trial
bear.
will begin.
Okay. And so here we are.
It's the Monokuma file!
Yes, thank you. I was going to hand them out when you found the bodies the first time, but I thought something might happen.
What?
It was really hard to resist, but turns out I was right.
Stop talking.
Just hand it over already.
Punishment is waiting for you.
Now make sure to investigate with all your mental might and prepare for the class trial.
See ya later!
Well then, now that we've found the bodies, all that's left is to uncover the culprit.
What the heck?
Hold on! How can you be so calm? I mean, they're dead, you know?
That's terrible!
Dead! Gone forever. They're never coming back. Awful. This is just too awful. Hina suddenly burst into tears. She clutched at Hifumi's lifeless body.
Who would do this? Why? Why?
And that's an excellent question. Large wet tears fell from her eyes, and the tears landed on Hifumi's cheeks. This was some world of make-believe that might have been when Hifumi opened his eyes. But this wasn't a movie. Would you please stop mucking up my crime scene? What the hell? This wasn't.
He's alive again?
What the hell?
Where am I?
What the hell?
Cold. So cold. Is winter coming?
Yes, thank you for the Game of Thrones reference.
Hifumi! Wake up!
Actually, when did this game originally come out? That might actually be a very nerdy Song of Ice and Fire reference.
Huh? That's right. I remember now. Hope's Peak. Come on, you gotta wake up!
Interesting.
I remember everything. Before I met you all. I met you all.
Beg pardon? His memories are all blending together. He has nothing useful to offer us.
The light. It's reaching out to me.
He's not going to make it, is he?
Like the tail of a comet. Hey, Hifumi! Who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasu. Hiro.
Yasuhiro. Okay. Well, nothing is ever as it seems in this game, so, you know. His eyes closed, and they never opened again. Death, for the second time. Absolute, undeniable death. No matter how many more of Hina's tears splashed his face, there was no second miracle. Reality had set in again. This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can't restore a person's vitality.
Honestly.
You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins. No calcium in your bones. At least you have your meat.
Stop talking.
You're just angry. Going out of his way to return, just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. Now this game has become exceedingly boring. He said, Yoshihiro, right?
Then perhaps...
Yoshihiro Hakakura. That's the only person he could have been referring to.
So, in other words...
And with that, the case is solved. Assaulting people? Killing Taka and Hifumi? Going so far as to hide their bodies? A criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden hammers. Wait a goddamn minute. Wait one goddamn minute. I've just noticed in the background a rack of hammers with several missing. Sorry. I occasionally I'll notice things. Is that what Hiro is?
What is this?
If that's true, I can't forgive him. No way can I ever forgive him. He killed two of our friends.
That's fine.
Anyway, it's about time we track down the culprit in our little life or death game here. Well, this time it's not all that life or death. The trial will conclude without much trouble.
Indeed.
Yes, it does look that way. It's going to begin again. We have to go through this one more time. I have to accept it. I have no choice but to go through with this to make sure everyone survives. I just have to do it. Alright. First I better check the Monokuma file. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimura. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's it?
Very strange.
Yes, it's pretty strange. We got way less information this time than before. That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could anyway. Maybe.
Well,
There's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while. Talking about Kyoko.
perhaps.
Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. What if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice? An accomplice? An accomplice? What are you doing here?
Monokuma
Don't be rude, I'm here to answer your question. What question?
Yep.
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I, during the first class trial?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
I don't know, there's one way to profit from it. Taking out the competition.
In other words,
So basically, you can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
so then.
So nobody worked together this time either.
Hey,
Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in a murder,
Phew.
only one blackened can graduate. An accomplice gets nothing!
So in other words,
And we only need to figure out who that one blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal?
Well,
Okay, let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is the one true blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action. The true blackened. So just one person.
well now.
That's enough for explainifying. Now it's down to the final battle between all of you and the blackened. Good luck to all the contestants! So there can only be one blackened. An accomplice wouldn't benefit. I can't see any way Kyoko could be connected to this case after all. You may be right. That's true then. Kyoko, where are you?
However,
As long as she's not connected to the case, it does not matter. Let's get back to the investigation.
Indeed.
I have absolutely no doubt that Hiro is responsible. But for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information.
So,
You know, don't you think we should consider someone a suspect, just in case? I'm talking about the murderous fiend Genocide Jack. What? I'm offended! Ah! When did you... I've been looking all over for you, Master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found. Anyway, you there, milk sack swimmer girl.
Huh?
Milk sack?
You gotta be kidding!
Why do I gotta be a suspect?
What the heck?
Well, I mean, you are a serial killer. Yeah, but she's got a pathological need to kill with her scissors. As I say, unless we find somebody stabbed to death with scissors and strung up, it ain't her.
What?
So what? I'm like a special guest suspect every time? I have an alibi, you know. She's right about that. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me. And when the bodies disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Taka's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would be able to move Hifuma's body.
Yep.
Besides, I can calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing.
What are you saying?
It's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about.
Let's see.
On another topic. Should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappearing again.
so then.
Hina and I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina? Sure. That'd be useless on the investigation anyway.
it's all clear now.
And then that's that. Let's begin. This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems. Alright, we have the Monokuma. So, missing hammers. There are hammers of all different sizes hanging up on the wall, although some are more like mallets. Mallets. Could the justice hammers have been designed using these as a model? Either way, the hammers here have obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris, chalky stone powder. Wait, for some reason this one hammer isn't dirty at all. And it's wet. Did someone wash it recently? Spotless hammer has been added to the truth section. Okay. What else we got here? Alright, let's examine the bodies. Taka will never move again. According to the file, he died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? There's a tarp laid out under his body. Did the killer use this to move his body? That way there wouldn't be any blood left behind while it was moved. Blue tarp has been added to the truth plot section. That blue tarp came from the physics room. The dolly doesn't have a handle. Saw this in the art room before. I guess it's used to move statues around. Kinda awkward, but if you bend down, it's not too hard to use. Wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? And look at the wheel. There's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that? I suspect it was used to move at least one of the bodies. If he was big, cold body is laying on the floor. His really big body. And how on earth was the killer able to move someone so big? From the nurse's office where he was discovered to here in the repository? Yeah, that's up, what, 2 flights of stairs? All the way from the first floor to the third, and without anyone noticing? How the hell? That's no good, I just don't get it. I can think about it later. Now I have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head. Probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was laying on the floor in the nurse's office. No, wait. Something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. That's it. His glasses. When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. Now they're clean. Someone wiped his glasses off? Who would do that, and why? Fumi's glasses has been added to the truth bullet section of the handbook. Sorry, I've got this weird is he actually dead thing going on now. I'll have a think.
So,
Kodo, I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository. What is it? After Hifumi and Taka's bodies disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together.
but
And we came right to the repository, you know, to look around. When we got there, it was locked. We couldn't get inside. It was locked. We came here as soon as the search started. There's no way someone could have beat us here. So if that's true, then who locked it? Why is it unlocked now? I wonder the same thing. The door was locked when the search for the bodies began, but now it's wide open. There might be some secret lurking in there. We'll probably have to leave this area to figure it out. I'm not 100% convinced that Hifumi's dead. I think he's faking it somehow in order to kill Taka and make us think it was Hiro and then get away with it. The question is, would Monokuma go along with that by agreeing with it in the file? There are many aspects to the incident this time. Too many, to be honest. Considering that, it may be good to look back on everything that's happened.
So then...
Would you like my help? Yeah, let's look back on things. This morning, only 4 of us met up at the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you, and myself. We waited for the others, but nobody showed up, so we decided to look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search. Soon after we split up, Kyoko disappeared. After that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room on the 3rd floor and quickly came and got you and me. According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual, then lay unconscious for about an hour. In other words, she was attacked an hour before we found her, meaning just after 7 o'clock. Based on the picture Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was dressed in a strange costume. It was Robo-Justice. It also became clear that this Robo-Justice had dragged Hifumi away. After meeting up with Toko and Bayaka, we began searching for our costumed assailant. We found an injured Hifumi in the library on the second floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the first floor, then resumed our search. Not long after leaving the office... What's wrong? I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs. Based on Celeste's claims, we went back up to the second floor, where we split up and began searching. And then right after that, Celeste screamed. This time she had apparently seen the suspect on the third floor. Hearing our screams, we quickly made our way to the third floor. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him! A strange costumed man. Sorry, this game's really amping up my paranoia. I'm suspecting everyone at this point. Because I'm just thinking Celeste's the only one who's seen keeps seeing this robo-justice. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he had headed further down to the hallway and disappeared. And then... Ah! Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been... Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back. At that point, we decided to split into two groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, and while you, Bayaka, and Toko pursued the suspect up on the third floor. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi's corpse. We heard the body discovery announcement play. I left Celeste and Hina alone and headed back to the third floor to tell the others what had happened.
However...
But at the same time, we had discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. And Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered right around the same time. Because I remember hearing the body discovery announcement play right after finding Taka. And that's when I showed up and told you Bayaka and Hifumi had been killed, right? Then you, me, and Bayaka headed to the nurse's office, and behind Toko who'd fainted. As soon as we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who just arrived to tell us something very unusual. Hifumi's body has disappeared. We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that his corpse was in fact gone. Then we remembered we had abandoned the unconscious Toko and rushed back to the equipment room. This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something? This time, Taka's body had disappeared. So from there, we began our search for both missing bodies. And after some time, Celeste told us she'd found the bodies, and we headed to the repository. There we rediscovered the two bodies that had apparently vanished. And that brings us up to now.
However...
Looking back, things have certainly been very active. If you want to look back at the case again, just let me know. I'm fine every time. Alright, what do you think? Do you think Hiro really did it? I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. The last thing Hifumi said when he died... Yeah, he said Hiro's name.
So, in other words...
Then there is no room to suspect anyone else. But if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought no matter what happened he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. He's the fool of the century, you see. He is kinda dumb. I really think that's enough to explain it? I feel there's a clue hidden in there somewhere.
What?
And is that it? That's all that bothers you about the case? No, there are a few other things. Like, why did the killer try to hide the bodies? They probably figured if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation. If that's the case, I mean, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we? Again, it comes back to the fact the culprit was a moron. Really all there is to it? The other thing that bothers me is... why'd they bother killing two people?
What?
What? Look, all the rule says is, if you can kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? If you're the killer, your number one priority is not getting caught. Killing 2 people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out.
I see.
Hold on, perhaps. I see, so that's what that means. Is everything okay?
That's enough.
Don't talk to me as if we're friends. What's with the attitude? But you have my appreciation.
Goodbye.
Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all. His mysterious words hung in the air as he left the repository. And he talked as if he'd figured something out. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was? As I say, still not convinced that... one of the monitors he appears on. I don't have time to be staring at it. Right, we've got anything else in here to be looking at? We looked at the hammers. Yep. Yeah. What you guys got anything to say? The whole situation really does bother me. After Hifumi and Taka's bodies disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together. Now, say we've heard this. Yeah. Anything else in the body? Fumi's big cold body's lying on the floor, but how did the killer manage to move it? Yeah. Okay, we look to have clicked on everything in here, I think. Oh, security camera. Yeah, we've examined everything in here. There's only one way in and out of this room. Through the door that Hina said was locked before. There's definitely a lock on the door, but it can only be locked from inside the repository. Don't see any way to lock it from the art room. The door can only be locked from inside. Makes me wonder. Hina and Sakura confirmed the door was locked after we started looking for the bodies, and the door was designed so it can be locked from inside the repository. In other words, when Hina checked it, someone had already gone in and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked it and left, which is why it's unlocked now. But Hina claims there's no way someone could have beaten them to the repository. So that someone... The door's been added to the trick bullets. There's got to be a clue around here somewhere. Maybe I should check somewhere else. There's some places I already know about. The nurse's office and the equipment room where Taka was found. Okay. Let's start with the equipment room in the physics lab, I think. Something about this case is hinky. I mean, at least something about all these cases are hinky, that's the point. Hey, you crazy wench. Just hammer 4. The weapon that was used to kill Taka. The body was moved, but the murder weapon was just left here. Are we sure that's the murder weapon? Because I don't see any blood on it. Some kind of tire mark going through the pool of blood in the middle of the room. Reminds me of the dolly in the repository. There's blood on its tire. Could that blood have come from here? Which could mean that Taka's body was moved from the equipment room to the repository using the dolly. Both rooms are on the 3rd floor, that should have been possible. But even if the dolly was used to move Taka's body, what about Hifumi? His was in the nurse's office on the 1st floor. Even with a dolly, there's no way to get it up to the 3rd. That's still a total mystery. You got any theories, Jill? I was sleeping right here when the killer carried the body away. I'm super pissed I missed such an ultimately rare event. We have another tarp. This tarp. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before, and just recently too. Not much much else to see in here, unfortunately. So this isn't important to the case. I need to just forget about it. Alright, that's a good point to end this part, I think, because I think we're going to have to go back down to the nurse's office. But either way, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next part.